This house is one of the best values on Lake Lanier right now for under $1.2 million. Fully renovated, and they did an incredible job. One of my favorite things about this house too is there's no long walks to the water. So you live right on the lake, only a couple steps down the staircase to get to your private dock. So the big things in this house, it's really all about style. So they've got beautiful quartz counters, all white, brand new cabinets. This house was originally built in 1970, but they gutted it, and I'm told that they replaced about 90% of all the electricals. It's got new HVAC systems, so really a turnkey lake house. And on Lake Lanier, for being under 1.2 million, the fact that you are only like 50 feet from the water is, it's just very rare in this price point. You'd normally have to go like way far up north to the north side of the lake if you wanted to be this close to the water. It's 5 bedrooms, 5.5 bathrooms, and they've just hidden really nice features all throughout this property. So things like this, the glass cabinet doors, we call this basically a coffee bar. And look, they didn't cheap out on the backsplash. They went all the way up to below the cabinets. So those are those kind of high-end finishes that not everybody does. I love the color of this flooring. It's very modern, but it still has that warm feel. So if you remember back when people were doing houses with, you know, all of like the gray tones, this is a good mix of white cabinets, warm color floors, and then also one of my favorite parts, look at this fireplace. Holy cow. I love the huge tile that they use, and it just gives it such a nice presence. I could definitely get down on a fire here after a long day on the lake. Let's check out the master bedroom upstairs. And then they went all out too with these glass panels. Again, a nice little finish that they really went above and beyond. Subway tile backsplash all the way up. When you're up here, you've got your wine fridge, so the party doesn't have to stop when you leave the lake. Or if you're pre-gaming, got your wine fridge right here. Now we're in the master bedroom. This is what's called acoustic paneling. So it's gonna be a veneer of real hardwood, just put up in panels behind the bed. So frames the bed nicely. Again, all about those warm tones. We don't want the house to be super sterile. And so they just knocked the design out of the park with this property. Let's check out the master bathroom here. Again, more glass, frameless shower glass doors. I love that they even have the built-in, what do you call this, for your soaps and everything. And I'm about 6'1", 6'2", and I can comfortably get underneath these shower heads, which just very modern, beautiful. Whoever did the design on this property, they knew what they were doing. In addition to 5 bedrooms, you've also got a couple of these seating areas that are spread out throughout the house. So if you've got multiple groups of people, you know, this one is just outside of 3 bedrooms, including the master bedroom upstairs, where it's a nice hangout spot with a huge television. You've got, of course, your main living room with the big fireplace. And then there's another hangout space in the basement. So you could really have like 3-4 different groups of people. And when you guys are winding down after a long day on the lake, there's plenty of places for private hangouts. We're now in the basement, and who doesn't love playing pool? You know, if your family comes up here for the weekend, or maybe this is your primary residence, the fact that you've got a fully finished basement, you got room for the pool table, and you also have another hangout area back here on this side. I love it. I mean, even the bathroom down here, like a lot of times you'll see a basement where they didn't really put as much money into it as they could have. But I love the vanity. I love that marble top, and even the tile on the floor, that's real tile. It's not that slap and stick stuff you see in some flips. So again, really props to whoever did this flip, because they nailed it all the way around. Let's check out the dock. Again, Very, very easy walk down to the water. You've got a new handrail. You've got nice condition stone steps. And then you've got your 32-foot boat dock. You know, we're kind of towards the end of lake season here on Lanier, end of September. So one thing to keep in mind is always how deep is your water at your dock? You never want to buy, well, at least you should be aware if you're not going to be able to get your boat out. And here, the water level is already down about 5 feet as we get towards the end of the summer. And we're in a deep water cove. So we can see where the water has receded, but there's really no problem of ever getting a boat in and out of here. So that is one nice thing about looking at houses in the fall and winter on Lake Lanier, is that's typically when the water's going to be lowest. And yeah, we've got plenty of water here at the dock. It's probably a good 8 or so feet deep. I even saw a bunch of fish swim away when we came down here. So thank you so much to Mickey Hyams for letting us do this house tour. And if you want any information about this property, just send me a DM.